Okay, I think we're ready to start. You heard that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we need to turn up the volume. In case you're curious, they have headphones on, and they're also having white noise from taped at a big gathering at the United Nations. So there's many different tongues being spoken, and it's actually a very pleasant sound that blocks out other outside noise.
I can hear
Yeah. Let's not make them go deaf. Everyone ready? Okay. On your mark, get set, Glenn, begin. Robert, begin.
Hand off.
Jeffrey, begin.
Well, it's a beautiful day for a crossword tournament. Let's play two. I'm Greg Kiska, as you know, and sitting next to me is the charming and funny, I think, Ophir Eisenberg.
Why, thank you. And obviously, thank you, Greg, for being not as charming or funny to join me.
That's why you're here. I'm just boorish and dull.
That's right.
And to our right is the fiendish and evil Kevin Durr.
Very evil. I can tell, I don't know much about Kevin, just met him. Seems like a very nice guy, but when I took a good look at his puzzle, I realized he's also very troubled.
You know, if you Google image search Kevin, one of the first images that comes up is a picture of Marty Feldman from The Young Frankenstein. No, I'm not kidding, this is true. And I'm not sure why, but if you remember that character of Igor is the one who puts the wrong brain into Frankenstein's monster. And so that's kind of what Kevin is trying to do to the competitors here, is give them the wrong brain.
I love how honest people are. If I was in Jeffrey's position, I would have just gone with the hearing everything, by the way. So I really applaud everyone being so honest here. Just so you know, I am pocketing the leftover trophies.
What's interesting about this puzzle, and by the way, I urge everyone, if you haven't compared the clues in the C and the B and the A puzzles, you really should. It's one of the most interesting things about the finals. But what is also true about this puzzle is that no matter where you start, you kind of end up working from the ends of words rather than the beginnings of words. Those of you who solve puzzles know it's easier to start with the first letters of things. And in every direction, wherever you go in this puzzle, you get a section, and all it gives you is the ends of the words in the next section. So in this case, it's not a surprise that some people are just starting at the lower right. The other reason they're starting at the lower right is that the first clue on the upper left is one of the reasons Kevin is evil. The answer is snap brim, and the clue in this puzzle is just cap part. Actually, this was in one of the Arthur Wing puzzles we did on Friday, and the clue then was part of a cap that has a snap brim.
Makes it just a tad easier, even part with the snap, yes. There is only one clue that I've noticed is the same on all three
That is
sets.
true, 32 across.
Yeah, because that word doesn't exist. Kevin made up that word and then got it published just in time.
And what's amazing is Jeffrey has filled that word in with only a few of the crossings. Apolloon. It's like apogee, which is the furthest orbit around the Earth. G being Geo, right?
Yeah,
and this is Apolloon, the furthest orbit around the moon.
Yes, and what I will also be naming my daughter. That's a good one.
Wasn't she Prince's girlfriend, Apolloon?
Hey, don't screw up your Prince trivia here. That was Apollonia.
So, everybody is working slowly in a lot of directions. Glenn in the middle is sort of thrown in what he knows. He knows 5 down. Brett Easton Ellis, which in the A clues is one of the Mavericks. And I immediately, when I saw that, I said, of course, that's Brett. I thought, then I got worried. Is there another Maverick? I don't know.
How many Mavericks could there be?
Yeah.
But
Brett is obviously the important one here.
I tried to do these puzzles myself. I'm not a very good solver. We have ABC sets. I would need like a Z or a W set for my level.
How would you do in the Z division?
I think I would do very well in Canada, which I'm Canadian, and by the way, that is not a foreign country. is the only one you should be worried about because we are slowly taking over. We walk amongst you undetected, Americans. Be careful. But I actually was trying to figure out 30 down, unaccompanied. Or
Alone?
Alone, yeah. I was trying to get in there like the best way to spend New Year's Eve. I couldn't quite figure out how to get it in
Doesn't
there.
fit, actually. Robert has soared into that left corner backwards and done an amazing job. Got snap rim. He also got farm to table, or as I read it, farm totable. Meaning it can be carried on the farm.
Right.
Pick up that sheep, Mom. Pick up that sheep. It's farm totable.
Whole Foods is waiting.
Straight, yeah, that's how it works. In the middle, Glenn has got one error at 2 down where he threw in the word clear for blank passage. It's not a very helpful clue, really.
But it's a very optimistic way to look at that clue, which I applaud him for that. Clear. You know, that's the way he's thinking. It's nice. It's nice. Nasal. It's a little, you know, it's a little darker.
Nasal
it's a little
passage.
darker to look at it.
It used to be you couldn't put things like that in the crossword puzzle.
Yeah.
Urine and nasal passage, but now we can do it.
They opened it up because they were like, we need people to go a little below the belt every once in a while. Is that what's happening? That's okay. That's okay. Don't worry about it. We'll save the urine jokes for later.
I was looking at 26 across in Glenn's puzzle as well, which is one of the evil clues. The clue in this version is cut drastically, say. He wrote slash. Even if you get the first letter, which is H, you might wrote hewed, when it's in fact have is the answer we're looking for. Robert only has a few squares left to fill.
Robert is just cooking through this.
He got the upper left corner, and if you get that out of the way, you're going to do much better. Everyone else is struggling there. It looks like Glenn has cleared up some of his upper left issues. Robert also has 12 down, clear lead. Again, I read it as clear lead, which is what not to solve your puzzle in.
Invisible link? You're using invisible link?
They were all right, I swear.
You'll see.
Robert is almost done his Simeon.
He's taking a second. Smart man. Smart man.
I did!
I think he's done.
I think that meant, complete. I don't know what language that was in, but I applied.
It was foreign.
It was foreign.
He's been listening to you.
Yeah, he might be French-Canadian, that's a possibility.
I think all 3 of these guys have been finalists at the Pleasantville Crossword Tournament. I'm not sure if they've played against each other. I know Robert and Jeffrey have. I'm not sure about Glenn, but I think they have. So they're familiar with doing this up in front of the room.
Yes, and actually Jeffrey holds a special place in my heart. He was there for my audition for Ask Me Another, and thankfully it was so easy because he got them all right.
It made you look good.
Yeah, it made me really look good.
In fact, he comes back every week as contestant.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good plug for Ask Me Another, which everyone should be listening to.
Many people have been on it. I saw a lot of people that have been on it.
So Glenn is still stuck with slash and alpha, 24 down, kind of ray. Could also be manta, could be gamma, delta, alpha.
But Jeffrey,
James
look, oh, there we go. He got the snap rim. He's very happy. He's done.
Glenn now, all Glenn needs to do is take his time, make sure he gets it all right. He can't see what's on the other boards, but he can sense that those guys are done. He just wants to make sure he doesn't have a mistake. He doesn't realize that it looks like everyone else might be okay.
There's a couple. Yep. He can enjoy himself. Take his time. Listen to the lovely translations.
Right. Listen to the UN.
The UN.
Actually, what he's listening to, I'll tell you that later. This is our chance to make any jokes we have, because the final round's going to be over in about 2.5 minutes. Anything else you want to say?
Really? It's going to be that quickly? Oh, Jeffrey's going to be yes. See, again, he always knows the answers, this guy. He always knows the answers.
You haven't seen their clues yet, Jeffrey. It's not pretty.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay, jokes? You want to just do some jokes?
You're charming and funny. I don't have any jokes.
No jokes, all right. I do know that I'm sorry to hear that the scavenger hunt was closed down due to airport security. They do take away all the fun.
There's an airport security convention.
There's an airport security convention here that shut it down. But they let in all the small knives and pool cues, so that was a good thing.
They're actually having a final round in the other ballroom with 3 metal detectors.
Can you imagine how boring an airport security gathering is?
You know what they're saying in the other room right now? Can you imagine how boring that Crossword is?
They get awfully frisky.
Yeah.
They get awfully frisky. Oh, that felt like a live clue and answer, by the way. That felt like a live clue and answer. I like it.
Ryan's got 9 minutes and 50 seconds. He just actually looked at that. You can hear me. I tell you how he's doing in that section of the puzzle, but I can't see it any better than you can.
He's working on it. I see that. Yep. Well, there's pondering. There's pondering. I'm sure when you're up there, the blood and the nerves and your body's just like a chemistry set.
Yes. I've been up there twice and failed miserably. Stared at things for a long time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nightmares? You still have nightmares?
I do. That's why I'm here. This is like an exposure.
This is part of your therapy? I understand. He's very close to working it out. His coils is in there. Cha-cha. It's an exciting answer. It's an exciting answer just to say. Is my husband laughing? The only laugh.
Is it true your husband comes to everything you do?
My husband does not come to everything I do. He loves he comes to a lot of things, but if anyone has been to a lot of stand-up, after a while you have to leave or else you become a severe alcoholic. So he loves coming to ask me